Yo, what up? It's your boy Dan Gordon, aka Shelley Duvall, back in the host chair. I'm with the pride of Ireland, Matt McCormick.
Been a while since you dropped the Duvall.
And the embarrassment of Romania, Horatiu Zglimbea.
Sorry, everybody.
And the past two episodes, I apologize, they were a total disaster. This show is getting way too unchristian, way too immoral. There were girls in here talking about boys.
Yeah,
and
that happened.
Horatiu took the host seat last episode and it was a disaster. But I'm back, don't worry. And we brought, to bring up the morality level again, we brought the most pious man I know, Toby Ogunyemi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Shelley Duvall.
Theme song! Welcome back to The Take. As I did not say in the intro, today we're reviewing Jeff Nichols' fourth film and third to star Michael Shannon, Midnight Special. Here's the plot synopsis from IMDB. A father and son go on the run, pursued by the government and a cult drawn to the child's special powers. It's kind of a government chase movie in the vein of 80s Starman, John Carpenter's Starman. But before we show a clip, let's get to know our guest. Toby, who are you?
So I'm a filmmaker, writer, critic as well of movies around the area. And you know, you can find me at spacelioncs.com. I'm on Twitter as well as at SpaceLionToby.
All right, calm down with the plugs.
Man,
we'll do that.
jeez. This is The Take, all right?
Okay.
We don't promote anybody else on The Take, okay?
Okay, I do a podcast as well. I'm used to promoting everybody, so.
You and I often butt heads on movies, and this is one of them.
Apparently, yeah.
Save that for the meat and the potatoes, boys, okay? When we get right into it. I'm gonna take mine rare.
Clip!
They think you're a weapon.
I'm not.
And the ranch thinks you're their savior.
I'm not any of those things. I belong in another world. There are people there. They watch us. They've been watching us for a very long time. I need to go where I belong.
Where you belong.
Apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. Welcome back to The Take. We're gonna give our initial impressions on the movie. Toby, you have 20 seconds, go.
I'm a huge Jeff Nichols fan. I've watched and seen all his films. I love The Midnight Special. It's one of his more unique films because it's not typically in this vein, but it is at the same time. But I love the more plot-heavy elements.
Stop! Oh, that was a fast 20 seconds.
Was it a fast 20? Okay.
All right, Horatiu, go!
I thought the movie was really fun at first. It reminded me of E.T., like a more adult version of E.T., with the implications being bigger. But then as
Stop! Matt, go!
That wasn't 20 seconds.
He's got the timer. It might be.
Take your time.
That's what I thought of it.
Okay.
What, with like 20 seconds to spare, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hated this movie the first time I saw it. Definitely enjoyed it more on a rewatch. I think because, I don't know, it was just, I think it's trying to be super mysterious and there's not a lot of depth to it. It reminded me a lot of Arrival, another sci-fi movie, recent sci-fi movie. That also kind of like, there's like a kind of a twist or a reveal that's held until the end. And whereas, not to get into the ending already, but Arrival had the twist redefined the entire context of the film. I felt that this was just a total...
Yeah, cop out? Is that the word?
It was
you're looking for?
underwhelming. Ending.
Quick question. Did you watch Arrival?
I did.
Okay, what'd you think of that?
I see what you're saying with Midnight Special, because like at first when I was watching it, I thought it was really cool because I was like, we're going on this adventure together. I have no idea what's going on, and I was hoping for a really big payoff. And like, I'm okay with ambiguity in films, but for this one, it just didn't feel. I wanted more at the end, and I know there's never going to be more. I want to know what the deal is with everything that just was revealed, and I just don't like that we are just left with nothing. Like, it was like a character drama wrapped in a sci-fi film, and I just don't think that's where you do that.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water. It was like, where, yeah, they set up like all these fantasy rules, and it's just all really arbitrary. Like, none of the stuff pays off.
Oh.
I'm a fan of M. Night Shyamalan, but Lady in the Water is.
No, Lady in the Water is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's
I like Lady in the Water.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Can we do the
absolutely.
episode on that now?
One movie at a time, Toby.
Okay.
Do you not know what this show is like?
All right.
Like, there's all these questions that are raised, like, the kid can't be in the sun, why do we have to go to these specific coordinates? It's a road trip movie, but, like, why
There's no reason why you're going to these things.
Yeah.
That's what got me. It's like, oh, he can't go in the sun. Why? And you never get that answer until he goes in the sun, and then it doesn't matter anymore because he can go in the sun.
And Adam Driver is able to, like, decipher where they're going just by circling numbers on
That
a
was the
whiteboard.
worst part
Did
of
you
this
guys
entire
notice
movie.
that he kept switching between his normal voice and the Kylo Ren voice? And I'm pretty sure they were about to film both of these around the same time. Disney
Actually,
Force Awakens.
the gas station scene is the day that Adam Driver found out he was cast as Kylo Ren.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And there is a meta aspect to this. Like, one of the government keywords that's picked up, that's Elton picks up, is Red Saber. And Adam Driver's like, does Red Saber mean anything to you? Very meta.
Wow.
And then, of course, Superman and Kryptonite with Michael Shannon.
I honestly don't think that there was much meta about it. I think that might have been coincidence or
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
I'm sure
nods.
with stuff like that, especially like how you mentioned, like how actors film things multiple times at once. That's more of a coincidence, but it's a cool coincidence. It's fun, so.
It's interesting to me that so many people compare this to Close Encounters, because in a lot of ways it's the antithesis, whereas Close Encounters is about this immature fantasy of a father abandoning. Have we all seen it?
Yes.
I assume? Yes. His father abandoning his family to go off and explore space, and then this movie is all about a father and son bond and protecting your family at all costs.
I hate movies that have like meta meanings and, you know, like overarching ideas that they want you to get. And like this one had like 7 things that you could have gotten out of it. Was it about just parenthood in general, you know, like watching your kids grow up and trying to protect them from the world? Was it about Christianity and God and religion and like doing all that? And I don't know, I like to take movies at face value, and this one is not one that you can do that to.
That's interesting because I don't think a movie could ever be taken at face value. So it's cool to hear that.
Yeah.
Like I love the meta nature of not just Midnight Special, but most of, and even all of 5 of Jeff Nichols' films.
I agree with what you were saying, Horatiu, though, about like this movie kind of starts like a bunch of story threads and then abandons them.
Yeah, like we never see the cult again, and
I would have liked to see that explored more. 'Cause
Absolutely.
That was kind of a cool idea, like the cult, they literally keep Alton in the dark when the sun is what gives him power, and just the idea of people pinning their hopes on this messiah and projecting all their into him. And you know, you go through life looking for meaning, and I think that's the bottom line, is you find meaning in your kids. That's
Sure.
enough for Michael Shannon.
In the narrative of the film, it is about his dad trying to protect him throughout the entire film and trying to grow him up into a good adult, and that is one of the trials and tribulations that people go through
But
nowadays.
he's teaching his child to be afraid of everyone. He's teaching him to run from the cult. He's teaching him to run from the government. He's teaching him to run from all these things instead of, you know, facing up to it and actually being a parent and explaining the world to your child.
There was no chemistry between the father and son. And that's what the entire movie's about. Like, the directors even said he was inspired to make this movie because his son got sick and that scared him. So
I don't think you can have much chemistry with a son who's been the leader of a cult for a long time and you're not even like with him.
excellent point. Oh, my Apple Watch is telling me it's time for commercial, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the good parts of the movie, the stuff we liked, and the ending. Commercial.
You're watching OUTV Channel 41. OUTV aims to provide informative and professional news packages covering what's happening on and around campus. Tune in each and every day to discover new things and learn more with our educational and engaging content. And if you're looking for highly entertaining and enjoyable programming, you're on the right channel. OUTV, Oakland University's premier cable channel.
Hey, how'd you do on that research paper?
Yeah, I did all right.
Oh, well, you should check out the tutoring center. By the way, I got that paid internship.
How did you get that?
I stopped by Career Services and they helped me revamp my resume. Plus, I did a mock interview with them.
I can't find a job or an internship anywhere.
Check out the Tutoring Center, Career Services, and visit your academic advisor in order to make the most out of your college experience. Take the first step and stop by North Foundation Hall for more information.
Welcome back to The Take. So we've heard a lot of complaining and moaning. Toby, why don't you get in there and defend your baby?
Until the plot kicks in, I personally feel like you get a really good sense of who these people are. What they do, like their mannerisms, how they live, just them sitting together. Like you really get a great sense of who these people are just from that. You don't need to be told who they are. You don't need to be told anything plot-wise or anything exponential. It's just like, hey, let's see who these people are, just sitting on the couch or just hanging together. So I really like how, kind of like Horatiu was talking about, where this, for me, again, Nichols is a story guy. So for me, the movie's very much about Michael Shannon becoming a father who has to let his son be who he is and let him go.
I would say that Jeff Nichols' previous film, Mud, was a more conventional narrative. It was more plot-driven. And Take Shelter was, a very loose narrative.
Yeah.
And that worked for me because a lot of the struggle was internal. Whereas this is a road trip adventure. I would have liked to see maybe a little more traditional narrative.
And I can definitely see what you mean when he like groans when plot has to kick in. Because for me, when I started to not like the movie is when he had to start tying together some plot points. Like the first half of the movie, I enjoyed.
Yeah, as far as like the texture of the two films go, you have the road trip story, and then you have a story about a father trying to bond with his kid. Do you feel like that's too, the way Nichols does it? Do you feel
I
like
don't want to
it's too
judge the film for what it's not, but I would have ditched the road trip movie if you're not going to go anywhere with that and focused on the cult angle.
Okay.
That's what I would have liked.
We should call Jeff Nichols and let him know that Dan's got a better cut.
Hold on.
Got some notes for you.
Can we do that real quick? Let's call him.
Oh, sure.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Nichols?
Hi.
Hey, this is the boys from The Take. We just had some notes for you on your movie.
Okay.
You know, I didn't really like the ending there. I feel like you really missed out on some societal things that you should have paid a little more attention to rather than Guantanamo Bay.
Good.
Do you have any?
Or do
anything
you
you'd
think
like to
he's
say to
awesome?
him?
I liked Midnight Special. I liked Loving. I liked Take Shelter. I liked all your films. I'm looking forward to your next one.
What's your name, sir?
Toby.
I'm gonna fly you first class to LA tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about. Will Michael Shannon be there?
Of course.
I don't even know why I asked. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to seeing you.
See you soon.
Quit trying to be Spielberg and make E.T., you hack. There you go. I hung up on Jeff Nichols.
So, Toby gets to go to LA and we get to sit here on the couch.
Well, so what is your interpretation of the ending?
Of the ending for Midnight Special?
Yes.
Who the knows? I mean, what the hell is this giant society that's attached to buildings that like these people made of light are just chilling on? Like you don't know. Are they angels? Are they aliens? Is it another dimension? Just show your work, Jeff Nichols. Tell us what it is.
Can I ask, why does it, do you need to know?
Absolutely, you need to know.
Right. So here's
No,
what,
I enjoy
I'm gonna-
ambiguity in film.
I'm gonna spoil some stuff for you right now. So the
Sure.
government is chasing this kid because he's intercepting some government signals and he's giving off a specific type of radiation.
Yeah.
Anyone in the government, and he also brought down a satellite that's sole purpose is to find like nuclear explosions.
Just a normal
so
kid.
If I'm a government, I want to know what that kid's deal is. I want to know what that's all about.
Yeah.
And at the climax of the film, the kid erupts into a giant nuclear force. He makes it obviously, but it takes up the entire southeastern seaboard, and then it cuts to the Lucas character being interrogated, Michael Shannon in Guantanamo Bay, and Kirsten Dunst cutting her hair in a bathroom. You mean to tell me that tens of millions of people just saw this outside world, and that doesn't change our society at all?
But it's not about them.
But see, that's the thing. When you do something that big, I think it has to be about them.
Why?
Because you change the game. You change the world. You can't just,
It's not about the world. It's about the father and the son, though.
but they together change the world, and you can highlight that because they don't have to lock up Michael Shannon. They can have him being interviewed. You could have the same ending with different ways of doing it.
I'm a fan of ambiguity, like Dan said.
Yeah,
I am.
I like Damon Lindelof.
Who?
The writer of Lost, Prometheus.
Gotcha. I think that ambiguity in film is good, but to a point. Like not the whole thing. I need to know, especially when it's something like Matt was just saying, something that prolific that would change the world.
The look of the second world was so generic. It was like Tomorrowland. I walked out of that film because it was just so boring.
And do light ghosts need buildings?
Apparently they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have been way happier.
I don't care to even dissect
I would have been way happier if he turned out to be an angel, to tell you the truth.
And then got like ascended?
The kid, yeah.
Okay.
And he got taken into heaven, and the other world, the above, is actually heaven. And that would have, to me, while I don't like, I don't know if I'm not a huge fan of like theological films, I would have respected that better because at least we know what that is.
Okay.
To end on a positive note, though, it has a pretty killer score.
It does.
Yeah, it does have a good score. Yeah.
Technically,
and
it's
I would
great.
like to point out that all of the actual action effects are done practically, which I really appreciated.
So what are you guys gonna give this out of 5 whatevers?
I'm gonna give it 2 Kylo Rens.
I would give it. Hell, I'll go a little over. I'll give it 4 comic books.
And I was also going to give it 2.5 goofy Adam Driver faces, but I'll take I'll do the 2.5 goggles.
I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5 ghosts, and it was originally a 1 star for me, so
Ghosts.
bumped up. Or future people, whatever the they
Or aliens.
Lens
Or
flares.
angels. Tell us. Jeff Nichols, please just tell us.
It's
Don't tell
It's
them.
the spooky ghost emoji that you have in your phone.
Or water people, or whatever.
All right, we're gonna throw it a commercial, but when we come back, we're gonna do the Mailfern and a challenge. So as you know, on this show, we do challenges to decide who will choose the movie we're going to review next episode.
Yeah.
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 So today we're going to test your drawing skills. You will each choose out of this hat one name. Don't reveal who you got. It is a secret. They have the names of iconic movie characters.
Thank you, Toby.
Yep.
And you're going to have a minute and a half to speed draw them. Speed drawing, the latest craze on YouTube. YouTube Gold. People love this.
Okay, all right.
So, and Toby, you will be our judge. You will use your encyclopedic knowledge of film to identify the characters.
Oh my, okay.
I think if they're recognizable in the slightest, that you should win by default. Oh, give me one.
Oh, you have
yeah,
to pick?
I'll compete just
all
for
right,
fun.
all right.
Just for fun.
We didn't know Dan was competing. Dan never competes in our challenges. He's too good for us.
Got it, Dan? All right, 3, 2, 1, go! Go!
I'm finished.
Oh, really? You didn't even need that? Oh, All right. Time's up. Now, everyone, submit your drawings to Toby for judging.
Should we have the thing with it too?
Toby, please be as brutal
thing.
as
No,
possible.
Okay.
No. He's got to guess. He's got.
I got to guess, so I shouldn't.
Here you go. Here you go.
Okay.
I didn't have time to finish the background on mine. So.
That's okay.
Wow.
If we could display this to the camera too.
Oh yes.
Okay, so that's
my
This is
answer.
Dan's.
Yes.
I hope you can tell who it is.
I'm gonna say Spider-Man. Again, I'm a
That's
comics,
right. Yeah.
I'm a comics guy, so I'm not gonna say 616 Spider-Man, but I am gonna say MCU Spider-Man from Civil War.
You had all those. You had all those colors.
Well, yeah. You only
Yeah.
need the 3 primary colors, and you can make any color.
That is true.
Why didn't we get the colors to
I thought they
use?
did.
You gave us a black Sharpie.
Oh well. I mean.
This is some.
Well, it was. You guys finished early, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
That he's got a point.
I used all my time.
I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying.
How about why don't we just put this one over here, Dan? Because you're not even in competition anyways.
Okay, so this is from Matt.
Yes.
That's not the Death Star. I'm gonna say this is Princess Leia.
Reveal. The big reveal.
It's Dark Helmet from Spaceballs.
Spaceballs! Ah, the parody. I should have not Death Star. That's okay. That makes sense. This is from Horatiu. I have.
Go ahead and show them. Keep
Sorry,
showing
yeah.
them.
Self-portrait if I've ever seen one.
I have no idea.
No, look closely. You can put it in front of you. Just take a look. Who do you think that is?
Really appreciate it.
Baby Ruth? I don't know. I have no idea.
And he calls himself a.
Fred, time is up. We're
Who are you
gonna
picking?
reveal your character.
My character is Sloth from the Goonies.
I barely remember the Goonies.
Or Horacio.
And Horatiu cheated by writing, but well, you know, Toby just.
not the Death Star.
Wait,
hold on. Yours is if we look though, not Death Star is way less giveaway than Baby Ruth.
It's
Anyway,
still letters.
Toby, I'm gonna leave it to your discretion to decide who won.
I'm gonna go with Horatiu because I didn't know what it was.
All right.
Blatantly, at least I got the parody of Star Wars.
That's not a bad sloth, to be honest.
Now we're gonna have to watch another werewolf movie.
You say
Possibly.
you say like it's a bad thing.
Oh,
Well,
it's a
you
bad
did
thing.
save us from watching the entire Men in Black trilogy, so.
This time.
All right, you know what time it is.
You guys know what time it is?
No, what time?
What time is it?
Mailfern! We got 4. And we got everyone's face on them, so that's for you.
That's some production value.
That's for you.
They didn't even mess
And
up
our
my-
guest gets the ever-coveted all play.
That's the one that we technically are all supposed to like answer.
Well, we all-
Oh,
but
okay.
we answer all of them all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
All right, I'll go
fun.
first.
Let's do it.
Sexy.
The Patreon kid would like to know, if you could make a movie about any meme, which meme would you choose?
Oh wow.
Dabbing, right? We figured that out.
There you
know,
go.
Anyone who knows me knows I love memes. You know, it used to take wit and skill to craft a joke, but now anyone can be funny. You just take a current event and plug it into a template, and you're a comedian.
See, Dan, this is why we're friends, because that's exactly why I hate memes.
So what's your meme movie, Dan?
My meme movie is the dabbing movie, and it's just me flipping off the camera for 2 hours for anyone who would pay to see that.
Is it just one shot?
Yeah.
Oh, very French New Wave. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what movie? You know what I would make into a meme? You know what I would make into a meme?
Well, no one asked you, so.
The Kegos would like to know, how much money would it take to get you to punch Zim Boom Boom in the I'm gonna say
If you
I'm
come
gonna,
at me. If you come at me.
I'm gonna
Bring it.
I'm
Bring
gonna
it.
say
I will cut you.
I
will
appreciate
cut you from-
Horacio and I love Horacio, so I'm gonna say 700 yen. 700 Japanese yen, and that's how much it'll take. That's a
What
lot.
Start the Kickstarter,
And
right?
start the Kickstarter. That's how much it would take to get me to punch my good friend Horacio. 700 Japanese yen.
Ric Flair asks. Isn't he dead? No.
No.
What's better, King's Speech or Looper? Oh, wow. Well, those aren't in the same realm whatsoever, but so I'll pick.
I mean, they're both movies.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna pick Looper just because it's more entertaining.
King's Speech
and
won Best Picture.
But it shouldn't have, though.
This reminds me of the time we asked the comic book guys about what they preferred, Looper or King's Speech.
All right.
Should I
Toby,
open?
yes,
Yes.
I'll play.
We need actual kazoos. Put that in the spending.
Oh, I love this. Act out your favorite scene from Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I'm not a monkey.
I'm a spy. I'm a spy.
Toby.
Oh, should I go? Or?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
all play. That was their rendition.
Okay,
I'm
there's
a
actually
spy.
one of my favorite scenes of the Russian spy to come over, and it's this very close-up shot. All we do is spend time trying to convince the other that both our systems are worthless.
We don't need the context.
Yeah,
Just give us the line.
Oh, give. And he shot from behind. That's two of my favorite scenes from the movie.
You didn't act like you were shot
Yeah,
from
yeah.
behind.
Do your.
Do you want me?
You gotta
Involved.
act out.
That's
scene.
the point, you know?
Ugh!
I just gotta get my stretches in first because this is kind of a physical.
Gotta limber up.
It's a physical part of it.
He
because,
strikes me as
you
a
know.
tinker.
All right, here we go. I haven't seen the movie.
A dissatisfying ending, just like the dissatisfying ending to Midnight Special. And how apropos for our show.
Yeah, Jeff Nichols, you're my hero. I try to emulate.
Jeff Nichols, you actually are my hero, so.
We do.
Kirsten Dunst, I've had a crush on you since you were in Small Soldiers, but you never write me back, so I'm done.
Well, that about does it for this show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail. Now you can promote something, Toby. You were so eager in the beginning.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Space Toby or Space Lion CS. You can also follow my website at spacelioncs.com. Try to do commentary, reviews, analysis of films, movies, TV, comic books, pulp culture in general. So you can find me on all those platforms.
And who knows, by the time this airs, one of us might be with him on it.
You never know. And we now have sweet merch. If you want the Mailfern t-shirt or the Horatiu t-shirt, find Dan or any of us and we'll hook you up while supplies last. This is a limited first run.
Horatio's home address is on the screen. Just go there and he'll hook you up with any shirt.
He'll get you anything you
I
want.
told you this in the Babadook. If you come to my house, I have a gun. I'll shoot you full of bullets.
So, Horatio, what are we reviewing next episode?
Well, in honor of Bill Paxton, we are going to check out the second installment in the Alien franchise. We are going to watch Aliens.
And I'm sorry, God, for how unchristian this episode was.
See ya!